I'm Karen.
I'm Erica, and we are the co-founders of Luster, a community of retired women.
And today we're going to talk about tactics for the first few months of retirement. It was our experience when we retired. First of all, we had no idea what was going on. Secondly, we began to realize we had no structure around us, and we had some difficulty trying to explain to other people who we were, what we were doing, and the fact that since we were retired, we're not actually dead or never going to do anything ever again. So we began to devise some tactics to explain that we're still here. One of them, which was extremely successful, was business cards. Business cards that had our name, our address, our email, phone number, and that's it. And when people asked you for one, you would have one. You wouldn't have to say, oh, none of those anymore. And people liked it and used it.
Yeah, those made us feel good. Even when you went into a store and they said, "Where should we mail it?" or how do we contact you?" To be able to say here was a good thing. And we had them made by Mint, a company called Mint, just to tell you. And that worked. That was a good thing. The second thing we did was we made a list of the things that we missed, right?
That we missed because we missed them, we wanted them back, and the things we missed and we were thrilled that we missed
Yes,
them.
right. We had a lot of good riddances, but we also had things that we missed. And one of the things we particularly missed was an office. And so we said we'd like a place to go outside of our home that we could, whether we were talking, we could talk without eating, we could talk without wine, we could talk without a million people around us. And so we found WeWork, which at the time was pretty infantile. I want to say infantile, but it turned out to be
It
pretty
remains that way,
infantile.
but yes, but it was in its baby stages. Yes. And we ended up, our first office was at 85 Broad Street in Lower Manhattan. And 85 Broad used to be the Goldman Sachs headquarters, and they had a women's group called 85 Broads. And so we felt sort of at home there.
Yeah, except that we were surrounded by people that celebrated. This was the heyday. This was about 8 or 9 years ago, something like that. Surrounded by companies that were doing very well and therefore celebrated at 4 o'clock in the afternoon with champagne. It was very noisy.
Pretty much every day.
So
Which was most
they had a
exciting for
lot
them.
to celebrate.
But we were happy to be there, and happy to be there with mostly quite young people.
And it gave us a place to go.
And also a place where our mindset changed. We were not at home anymore. We were not in a bar. We were in a place where we were supposed to be thinking about what are we going to do next.
Yeah, and we use that space really just to think about what is it that we wanted to do. And that's when we came up with some ideas. And we can talk about that some other time, but they didn't fly. We had a lot of ideas that didn't fly. But we slowly kind of worked our way up to where we ended up with Luster. But it was a really nice way to meet new people. We met new people there. It was a mind altering decision that I think we look back on and say that was a good one. We made a lot of bad ones. That was a good one.
And not everybody's going to do the same thing.
No,
but everybody should think purposefully about how to get where you want to go after you have retired.
Yeah, and it wasn't about having necessarily a door in an office. It was just being able to go to WeWork. I mean, WeWork has a ton of different ways you can participate in that community, and there are 1,000 communal work spaces like that. But the idea that you would go have some place to go every day if you wanted to go there was a tactic that made us feel better.